and sit down.
Welcome to Sarge Approved with your hosts Sarge and Frenzy.
Hello.
We are here with comedian Pete Johansson. How's it going, Pete?
Hey, Pete.
I'm good, Sergeant Frenzy.
Good. Good to hear.
Let me get this out of the way real quick. This episode is sponsored by National Survival Center. These guys have all kinds of gear that you might possibly need when, say, the zombies come.
Yeah, you need to cut their heads off.
You gotta cut their heads off, and they have swords and machetes.
Yep.
So they're kind of impractical, but really good at cutting off zombie heads.
Yeah. Or if you prefer shooting them in the head with a gun, we have gun cleaning kits, because you got to make sure those are good to go.
You have to clean them every single day.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can't kill the zombies.
True?
Clean your gun every single day?
Yeah.
Well, if you're firing it, yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
You should clean your gun after every single time you fire your weapon.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you were supposed to just push dirt into the tip. That's not it.
Take it in the car with you.
If you have like an AK-47, you should be able to basically shoot that thing underwater if you need to.
Yeah, that was Kalashnikov. He invented those, right?
It's like,
for the cheap desert warfare of the guerrilla artists around the world.
It's probably the most efficient weapon ever made. It's beautiful.
Well, but it makes you wonder about American weapons, like why built in the obsolescence of bad weather problems, and like it just seems like it's like the cars designed to fall apart in 5 or 6 years, whereas they build cars like in other countries last for 40 years because Well, I guess they don't do that anymore now either, but they used to.
Well, you have to be able to make money off the car after it's already been sold. You have to be making money off of it.
You should only be able to get a new car if you return your old car for recycling.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Should be like pop bottles, Like you're assigned a certain. Actually, I've always thought this: every person should be assigned a certain amount of resources that they can use their entire life, and once you're out of those resources, you can't have any more. So it's like you have enough to build a car, house, a couple of things, and then when you want to move, you got to sort of recycle everything, build something different. You got to recycle your car materials, your house material, your phone material, and that way you don't waste a whole bunch of stuff, and more people can exist. Be a lot of work though. But the recyclers would make millions.
Yeah, they would.
That would be a beautiful idea in an ideal world.
Yeah, you'd have to have unlimited power though, right? Because that'd be kind of the thing.
And you'd have to ease them into it.
Yeah, but like fusion power, like because that'd be a lot of electricity melting everything down and repurposing it. I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's more expensive to recycle now.
Is that true?
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know that. I think
it's very expensive to recycle.
It's only if you don't consider the cost of the damage to the environment as monetizing. And that's actually one of the problems with modern economics is that when we talk about resource extraction, we don't actually account for the damage to the earth. I learned that from a lecture just a little while ago. It's like, whoa, my mind was like blown. Like, fuck, that makes so much sense.
It does make so much sense. I was just going to say that. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is this a comedy podcast? Because I didn't mean to go straight into economics.
You stepped all over our sponsor, dude.
Yeah. No. But I was raised a prepper, so I'm all into that. Yeah. My entire childhood was preparing for the Russians to invade, and it is. My father was, and this is after the Iron Curtain fell. So my dad still didn't trust them. Like, it was like, he just, they're still coming, like, so we'd have like a basement full of stuff. Yeah, and we lived in Canada too. We weren't even their enemies. So it's like, why the fuck are they going to attack Canada, Dad?
Did they come through Canada in that movie?
What, Red Dawn?
Red Dawn, didn't they come through Canada?
Yeah. I think maybe they did. In the movie they say they faked cargo planes from Cuba. Though that was the other thing. So I think it was Cuba where they came from.
Oh, fuckers!
I recently watched it again. It's still pretty good, and it's better than any of the remakes.
Oh yeah, the remakes sucked. I was a fan.
Horrible! Nobody can believe that North Korea is a threat. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. I mean, they're starving to death. They're not going to attack us.
Well, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous that they just didn't remake the exact basic plot line of the first one.
Oh yeah, right. Like it's like Well, they're all afraid of Putin in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They
Did
all
you see
think
him?
that they're so important that
Have you,
they'll poison them, like they did Litvinenko in London. But
have
that's
you
their
seen him
egos.
at the Olympics lately? Like, I don't remember when, whatever, the last time that the Summer Olympics in Brazil, I think he was there, and they like
Was he?
showed him. They showed him from the stands, and he just looked like just super creepy. And you're like, don't fuck with that dude at all. Like,
Yeah,
why are you even recording him right now? He's gonna kill you. You know, like super weird.
Yeah,
yeah. But
he doesn't
he's
seem like
probably
a
got
very warm guy.
No.
he's probably got hackers just looking for his name popping up everywhere too. That every time you mention him, your credit rating drops like 2
Right.
points.
Yeah.
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 You think he has that much control?
I think online he's got a huge control. There's a great article in the New York Times about a year and a half ago about this house of cyber hackers in St. Petersburg, Russia, where all they do is disinformation for the Kremlin, and it's a fascinatingly efficient thing. They're on constant retainer, always just fucking with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Where
all day,
basically that's
all day,
where,
every day.
where like you put out bogus stories. There's like a bunch of bullshit in with the actual story.
Well, yeah, that's the thing with art. That's like RT. I don't know if you guys get RT there, but Russian television, it's pretty popular in other countries around the world. Britain, it's actually, I think, the third top news service.
Really?
It's like CNN, Al Jazeera.
I
So you
don't know
got
if we
RT.
have it or don't watch it.
So RT actually does pretty good coverage about some stuff. Like you're like, that's pretty good coverage. And then, but whenever they cover the U.S., it's like asking somebody's ex-wife how they're doing. It's like it's never, it's never good. You're never getting a good spin on anything the U.S. is doing. Yeah. So they establish legitimacy with the news over here, and then they just freaking crap on the U.S. when it's their opportunity. So it's such a funny plan. But Al Jazeera does the same thing with certain things. Like they crap on Iran, while they're pro sort of Saudi and Qatari. And then they do good news coverage in the U.S. and stuff. It's like everybody has their agenda. It's like the BBC. Like I watch all news after I establish what their agenda is, and then I get their information outside of their agenda.
Where are we supposed to get the news? Where's the one place that has the actual news?
No one
does. There isn't anymore. There just isn't.
There's got to be one guy.
That's crazy.
But you also have to listen to the other side too. Like you can't not listen. Like I watch Fox all the time. Just because I like to see what the others. What are they saying? And are they picking up something that this side's missing? Even though it's 99% of its opinions on Fox, every once in a while. It is, yeah. It's entertaining, and also it's a challenge to go to be reasonable. Like I don't know if I'm a liberal, but I bend left to a certain degree when it comes to my scientific mind. But at the same point, I get sick of the left too, and the echo chamber they create. So you want to hear both sides of everything.
Well, I think sides are dumb.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'd say the best news is France. Yeah, I like French news is really, really excellent. They don't seem to be overly biased on anything. Yeah. Especially with the Middle East. Middle East, it's like in the U.S., it's all pro-Israel. In Europe, it's all pro-Palestine. Whereas the French are like, well, this is what they did, and this is what they did. So it's like
they don't give a shit.
They're like, we're not involved, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So they just don't get in between it. Yeah.
What is this corporate influence you speak of?
But they're French. Everybody hates us anyways, and we don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've kind of
we've
grown accustomed to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of our niche.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or
so
niche,
preppers. So
niche.
That's survival. Niche. It's your niche. It's your God is dead.
Yeah. You keep stomping on our sponsor. Damn it.
Oh, what's the name of the company again?
National Survival Center.
They're like the best. I remember them. The National Survival Center. That's where you get. Get it. Get that stuff quick.
Get all that stuff.
but your fear isn't going to be zombies. Well, you're gonna at some point. I think it'll be infections. Will be the big thing, where everybody's afraid of contracting killer bacteria from each other.
Yeah.
So
they sell some water purification kits and stuff like that.
Survival food.
Survival
water purification. You just need a big gallon of chlorine in your basement. You just put a table.
Yeah, lots of people have that.
Okay, but what if you're on the run and you're shacking up in the woods and you have to drink freaking swamp water?
Take the swamp water out. You strain it through sand and carbon. And once you get it through the sand and the carbon, then you put a cap full of chlorine in a gallon of the jug. Or you can do 2 drops of iodine. Either way, boom. Let it sit for 5 minutes. Also put it in sunlight. Sunlight will kill all the bacteria. you're ready to roll.
They also have iodine tablets.
Yeah. Which, and the iodine tablets are doubly good if you have a nuclear meltdown nearby, right? So the iodine in your system will contract and keep you from getting radioactive thorium in your thyroid gland. So yeah, all good. I'm ready for prep, man. I'm like a survival nut.
You can find them. Okay, they got free shipping on pretty much everything.
Yes.
You can find them at nationalsurvivalcenter.com, or if you don't want to type that much, survivedon'tsuffer.com.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't suffer. Just do it.
That's their little slogan: survive, don't suffer.
Do they ship free to Canada?
No, actually, they only ship in the United States.
In the U.S. Yeah, you guys are the only people who are going to have a problem. Thank you very much, National Survival Center.
There's enough time. There's enough time.
Stop at the border. Jesus.
We can ship it to the nearest P.O. box that's in the States for you.
Yeah. Have somebody else mail it to you.
Yeah, all right. They can just drone it across like the Windsor River.
It's going to come to that at some point.
At some point
they'll have a whole fleet of drones.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised smugglers aren't just. I'm surprised there's not just a gray haze of drones going back and forth across the borders.
Well, I'm sure it's being done. It just hasn't escalated to a gray haze yet.
Yeah, but that's when it becomes when the government can't defend against it. That's the whole point of this wall. Sounds ridiculous to me. You're gonna build a wall. They're gonna build springs and fucking single person drones. It's not gonna stop anything. Put a catapult up. You're not gonna win.
Do you really think they're gonna actually build a wall?
No, of course not. And it's ridiculous. It's the opposite of what we need to do. We need to get rid of all the borders.
Yeah.
If you're going to have free trade, you got to have free migration too. That's the price for. That's how laissez-faire economies work. You can't create artificial disparate zones. Why did I get high before this?
Because then we just trail off into whatever organic bullshit we want to talk about.
And that's the best part about it.
I can't maintain a conversation without fucking digressing. I'm sorry. It's also late at night. I apologize.
Apologize.
But you guys should definitely go to National Survival School.
National Survival Center.
National School.
Oh, shit.
I would love you know what? I always liked the Rambo knives. Remember those?
Yes.
You have a knife and then you open up the handle and then you got a place for gum. I got a knife and a gum. I don't even want to stab it anymore. It's the best. It's the best.
You just stuff your bag of weed in there and a little oneie and
exactly.
A lighter. You could probably fit all that in there,
and then there's a compass in the handle, so if you get lost, you can go find more gum at a store.
Well, and the gum is a good little snack to tide you over.
Is there anything you could use gum for in a survival situation?
I would think so. Yeah. You could if you wanted to attract somebody that's irritated and angry out to you. Just smack your gum and then dude, come on, I'm trying to enjoy nature.
So that you can use them as bait.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody told me that gum doesn't break down when you swallow it. I don't know if that's true.
That's not true.
I'm pretty sure that's an urban legend.
Yeah, right?
One of the two.
All the acids in our stomach and digestive system are pretty strong. I think they could.
Well, I find it hard to believe that somebody.
I don't know. It must completely melt down because I've never seen gum in my poop.
Yeah,
I don't look at my poop as much as I should. But there was a guy that ate a plane. Do you remember that? He cut up a plane and ate it.
What?
There's a guy.
An airplane?
Can you look that up?
Yeah,
an airplane?
The guy ate a plane.
Was it like a Boeing?
Like an entire plane?
Or
no, it was like a small
Airbus?
Cessna or something.
Okay.
And he had it chopped into little pieces.
Over the course of how long?
I don't know. Once your partner Googles it there. But if you could digest a plane, you could probably digest gum, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, but he had to have blended it up very fine into some other kind of food and then it ate it over the course of a decade.
Yeah, it wasn't ground up though. It was little pieces of metal. I remember that. Yeah.
That would just shred your insides.
You'd think so, right? That's incredible. I think was the show. I thought, hold on,
Is it the Guinness Book of World Records situation? Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want me to read it to you?
I
found it.
Give us the Cliff Notes.
Okay. His name is. It looks like Michael, but I think it's.
Mikel Locio.
Mikel. Yeah. Okay. You got it.
Yeah. Mr. Eat All.
Mr. Eats All.
He's also known as Monsieur Mange Tout.
Yeah.
Oh, man, many names.
He ate an entire Cessna 150 airplane.
How big is that?
Boom.
Is there a picture? How big is a
He
Cessna
ate
one?
it between 1959 and 1997. He ate an
Oh yeah, see,
estimated nine
Yeah.
tons of metal.
it took
Nine
him
tons of
how
metal.
long? 40 years? How long did he do it?
Okay. 40 years.
Jesus.
Like
Yeah.
that.
59 and 97.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus.
He was
He
Guinness
said,
Books.
however, he says that bananas and hard-boiled eggs make him sick. but but
Yeah.
he,
Who knows what he
He
did to
has
his
that
fucking
he
stomach?
has that condition pica, I can't remember how you pronounce it, but it's where you cause cravings and that's when you eat weird stuff like dirt, glass, your hair, metal things.
Well,
oh, here's a list.
go ahead.
Here's a list of unusual items that they've eaten. Okay, list of unusual items consumed. Okay, bicycles. 18 bicycles have been eaten. 15 shopping carts. 7 televisions. 6 chandeliers. 2 beds. 1 pair of skis. 1 Cessna aircraft. 1 coffin. 1 computer, and 12 teaspoons.
This was all him?
I think so. Yeah.
That's weird.
He had a serious iron deficiency. All he had to do was go to the doctor and get some supplements or something.
Like a B12 shot.
Yeah. Well, I've heard that people who eat dirt tend to have like an iron deficiency, and so they crave the minerals in dirt.
Really? Well, also
Body
that
craves it.
in Haiti they are craving calories. That's why they're doing it. So they no, but have you seen the dirt cookies that they sell and eat in Haiti?
What?
Yeah, they're. I'm not making this up. Here's another thing for you to Google. They're so poor, and this is absolutely tragic. This exists in our modern day. But they'll mix a little sugar and flour with dirt, and then they'll cook them, and they'll eat these dirt cookies
Can you look up
because they're
dirt
so
cookies?
freaking hungry. Haiti, and put Haiti in there too.
So apparently, airplane eater guy died at 57, and they said it was of natural causes. So there's that.
That's fucked up that we're laughing.
Yeah, sorry,
Pete,
don't
Pete,
eat
it's not cool.
so much.
It's too soon.
What we're laughing at the plane. That's the
Yeah.
ludicrousness of
They're
overthink.
called. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna interrupt you. But they're called mud cookies.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Where do you get this? There's
Like-
what else is
Because
in there?
the cost of groceries basically has gone up. So normally if they wanted to buy like beans or condensed milk or fruit or something like that, it's way more expensive. So the cookies are 5 cents a piece, and about 80% of people in Haiti live on less than $2 a day US.
Who's buying them?
The people that live there.
Haiti is
That's
one
what
of
they
the poorest
eat.
places on the planet, and it's in our hemisphere.
And it's right
only
next to the Dominican Republic, which
Yeah,
is
but-
like the cruise
Yeah.
ship
but
stop
think
and all
about
that stuff. It's
If
crazy.
you're,
Yeah.
if you're poor enough to need to buy mud cookies, first off, you have enough money to even buy mud cookies?
You get
Why not make
$2.
your own mud cookies if that's all that you can buy with
Yeah.
the little money they have?
Hey, that's the best argument I've heard for that in the worst point of view. Like, hey, well, why don't you make your own mud cookies versus why don't you find food?
Well, there's probably people that work there at the mud cookie factory and make money so that they can afford to buy mud cookies,
Oh my god.
right?
It's the local women make them and then they sell them on. It's a way that they make money.
Yeah, like a farmer's market style kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's unbelievable. And the only reason Haiti's that poor is because all the rich white countries like not Canada, we weren't involved, but the UK, Britain, and Spain, they didn't want a slave colony to succeed. So they've been sabotaging them for like 100 years. And there's no reason for them to be that devastated. We could help them out if we weren't evil.
Well, you just watch. One of these days, little Debbie's going to come in there and going to buy the mud cookie business and turn that into a corporation.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Apparently, they've been told
Nabisco
like,
mud cookies.
yeah, Nabisco mud cookies.
We make them for 4 cents. What? Everybody's out of work. we give them money.
They're even more ravaged than they are now.
You could
Then we
make like
give them
special
money to
ones
buy
for the
foreign mud
holidays.
cookies from our factories, thus bankrupting even the last
Yeah.
strands.
Yeah,
gosh.
they'll have like copyrighted it in some way so that you're not even allowed to make mud cookies.
Yeah, you gotta call them mud biscuits.
Mud muffins.
Those poor kids in Haiti can't even make mud cookies anymore because it would be like copyright infringement.
Oh,
Like,
Unbelievable.
oh my god. Okay, so you're a comedian,
Yeah, I guess, sure.
apparently.
That's what we've been told.
You
So,
just joking. We've heard of you. You've
I
got
think
He
I'm
wasn't
wicked.
joking.
you've got a Netflix special actually,
Yeah, that's all right.
and
Um,
but I just want to say bravo on the title of your Netflix special.
I do like the title.
You might also enjoy Pete Johansson.
I had to argue. I had to argue pretty hard to get that as the title.
Did you really?
Yeah, because everybody's like, no, just say Pete Johansson or Pete Johansson rocks or woo or something.
No.
Like, no, man, I think because of the way it shows up, it's like a suggestion. Like, yeah, you might.
Because
it's genius.
that's the reason why, is because I feel like the typical adult, maybe, or what, I don't know, me, I guess, when I go through Netflix, I literally take so much time to figure out what I'm going to watch because I want to invest in it and I don't want to just pick something crappy. So I feel like I spend more time figuring out what I'm going to watch, and then I fall asleep like 5 minutes after I start it.
Yeah.
Oh, my wife gets so mad at me when I do that. It's like, why haven't you've been in here for an hour and you haven't chosen anything yet?
I take forever.
Yeah.
I'm picky,
Yeah.
I guess, so.
I'm also doing research for later. Like, I might not be in the mood to see something, but I might be in the mood to read about something.
Yeah, add it
So
to
I'll be
your
like,
list.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
I'll go through. I'll be browsing through, and I'll add like 10 shows to my list before I actually pick something.
Oh, yeah,
to
for
watch.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Depends on your mood,
It's like with documentaries. Like, I'll go through and this documentary, but I won't want to watch any. I won't be in the mood for a documentary. I'll be in the mood to watch something stupid and funny, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I'll click on all that intellectual stuff, and then I'll go watch me some Family Guy, and just
nothing wrong with
there
that.
you go.
I'll watch that forever. That show's so
It's
funny.
it's real hit or miss, but when it hits, it makes me laugh. Jesus, Jesus, it's a funny show when it's on.
You're from Canada, right? No, you're from the States. You were born in the States, but you're Canadian now.
Yeah, I'm a border baby. I didn't really have much connection to the U.S. My parents just happened to have me in the U.S. So both my parents are Canadian. I was raised in Canada, but I get U.S. citizenship. I'm like America's worst nightmare.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a Canadian who can vote in your elections.
Yeah, exactly.
So your
That's funny.
parents just ran down to the store a little farther down the road.
Yeah,
The day you were born, she just happened to give birth across the line.
I think my dad was coaching hockey in Spokane, and so I was like,
That's what happened.
You lucky
Here I am.
bastard.
just doing the Canadianest thing ever, hockey coaching.
Hockey coaching.
You know.
That's funny.
Yeah. So
we're
but
in Canada.
I lived in LA for like 7 years too. So,
okay.
But that was as an adult,
Yeah.
not as a kid. My entire childhood was in Canada. So I guess I'm Canadian. It's where you go to school that you are. So I'm Canadian.
I say like your formative years are like what, 10 till like you graduate high school.
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
12, your teens.
It gets you pretty early. I'd even say earlier than 10, like
I'd say
6
maybe-
to, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say earlier too.
But
I would
those
say
are-
like 8.
Those are the real formative years that like kind of develop what your personality is going to be.
Yeah, so does when you're younger too.
Yeah, but I didn't have any sense of national identity when I moved, like when we came back to Canada, whereas my brothers and sisters who were older felt American.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
You have a brother who's an actor, don't you?
Yeah, we're not talking about that though.
Okay.
I've got three brothers and a sister, and
Okay.
they all felt Canadian or felt American and had to move to Canada, whereas I've never felt American. I never was conscious of ever being in the U.S.
Okay.
So I've always felt Canadian.
And you're back in Canada now, right?
Yeah, but I was living in the UK for the last 7 years.
Oh,
So-
nice.
So I was in London, England. We just moved back to Canada like 6 months ago.
Oh,
What's it
wow.
like doing comedy over there compared to the U.S.? It's got to be quite a bit different because watching the comedy is quite a bit different.
It is different. The audiences are different. The shows are set up different. Audiences tend to allow comics more leeway to get better or to be better. How do I put it? They have longer attention spans. So I could spend like a minute setting up a joke there. You
Okay.
couldn't do that in a U.S. comedy club.
They're more polite and patient.
They're not more polite. I would not agree with that. I think Americans are amongst the most polite people on the planet. Certainly the most upbeat. The British are just I don't know what it is. They just have they're used to a longer investment between laughs, and because of that, you can do more complex, longer stories with more absurdist. And they love puns. I hate puns. I fucking hate puns. The Brits will laugh out loud at a pun.
Really?
Would you say that their sense of humor is more like intellectual, maybe? Like, not that Americans aren't, but Americans laugh at like dirty jokes and like.
I like dick and fart jokes.
Yeah, you can be smart about dick and fart jokes. I mean, this Family Guy is both ludicrous and intelligent.
Oh.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
So, and you can see that in a lot of things. I don't think intelligent is the right word specifically. They just have a different pace of things. Even their news, even our news. I think the U.S. has just had more entertainment than everyone else. And because of that, they expect a more condensed version.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas TV in Canada and TV in the UK, like they only had 5 channels until 10 years ago, whereas you guys have had 150 channels for the last 30 years.
Yeah, we've been overstimulated. We just
way
had
too much
entertainment, TV show after TV show, and crammed down our throat for
exactly, and because of that, it's like an arms war for attention. So now, like when you come to the U.S. from other countries, the first thing I notice is the recapping. Like, they don't have that anywhere, any place else on the planet, where you watch a show and then a commercial comes on, and then when you come back, they recap everything you saw after the commercial. Like, that's on. Like I always think that does everybody here have Alzheimer's? You don't remember what just fucking happened 7 minutes ago? Are you kidding me? Like, it's a ludicrous concept, but it's thought of as normal out there, and I find that like it is shocking to like you just have a lot more things vying for your attention than other places.
Yeah, that's how they cram an episode into 12 minutes, when a half an hour episode into 12 minutes of actual episode time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with the reality shows and stuff like that. But also, it's like you see with the news too. The news has like flashier cry-ons and the music, bum bum bum, like it comes out. If you ever watched like the British news, you'd fall asleep. Really? They turn, hello, good evening, and like just it's like this nice slow kind of, and then they talk about policy for a while and stuff, and there's no human interest stories. Like, I mean, a third of the news in the U.S. is a human interest story at the end, like this young boy's missing his leg and turned into, and everybody's but good news. And
the whole city bought him a leg. They all gave him his legs, and now he has 40 legs.
Yeah, and that might be a lovely story or anything like that, but it's not fucking news. Like, it's not like no other country on the planet would consider that. What human thing happened tonight? We got to check the news.
That's the way I've said that so many times. Where I'm like, I guess it's a slow news day because we're talking about the Christmas tree at blah blah blah. Like, what?
I think it's like it's a policy that after they horrify you with a bunch of death and murder, they have to give you one feel-good story at the end, just so you don't slit your wrist, before you go to bed.
Yeah, even though it sucks in the beginning and then it usually has a happy ending, like they're still kind of banking on the
But why do they try to scare you at the beginning part? That doesn't make sense to me either.
It's
so you don't get sticker shock.
Sticker, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Shock. You just tell them how expensive the thing is right off the bat, so that then you can try to sell them on it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I guess.
I have a question. Do they do like a weather segment in?
Oh yeah,
England
yeah. The weather
Canada?
segments. A girl got fired last year. It's the funny story on BBC Scotland because she said it's going to be cold as fuck tomorrow.
That's awesome. Are they pretty accurate with their forecasting, or is it like the States? That one was.
No, they're pretty accurate. It's the same sort of thing, but they also have a watershed where you can swear on TV.
What?
So like, yeah, after 9 p.m. you can swear. You can say cunt if you want to.
That's awesome.
On any like broadcast or whatever, it just can't be said before 9 o'clock. So I think that's quite funny, like that she got fired for that because it was the 10 p.m. newscast.
What?
But you're still not supposed to swear during the news.
She probably bumped ratings for that episode.
But I do think it would be funny to watch a news hour where they swore. I'm surprised none of the channels have done that because holy shit, folks, have we got some news tonight? Like,
that would be great.
Right?
I would love to turn on any show.
I would just watch that. I wouldn't even have to look through Netflix to find anything. I just watch that every night.
I think I've just stumbled upon my my news plan. The fucking news. Holy crap.
Oh, there you go. That's that should be your next project.
The fucking news.
That's
Oh, I
fucking
like
news.
that.
That's what you need to call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Call it the fucking
because
news.
I asked you earlier, Pete, who do we go to for the actual news? And so you need to be that guy. You can be that one guy on his couch
Yes.
delivering the real news to people every day. This is the fucking news.
And you can say whatever the fuck you want.
Oh, I gotta write that down. Can you email me this? 'Cause I'm not gonna remember.
Yeah,
You'll get to listen to it again.
We'll send you the link.
Okay.
Yeah, write that down.
Yeah.
So before people listen to this shit and steal the idea from you.
Oh, it's good. Comedy Central presents Amy Schumer co-pro with people you recognize. The famous news.
Oh, jeez.
I love it.
So what else you got going on lately? You got the Netflix special.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to talk about accomplishments?
No,
I
you
don't
don't
know.
even have to talk about accomplishments. What do you got going on? What do you got on tomorrow?
I could hold my breath a lot longer when I was younger. I noticed that.
Yeah. So
When I was like, I could hold it for like a minute and 20 seconds at one point. Now I can't
good.
hold my breath for more than like 30, 35 seconds. I don't know what that's about.
Are you a smoker?
No, I haven't smoked in years. I never was a big smoker either. I mean, I smoke a lot of pot, but I don't smoke cigarettes at all.
Yeah,
but I guess pot's bad for your lungs too. Yeah.
It can't be as bad for you as cigarettes.
No, right?
No.
Like they're ludicrous, and they don't even make me want to have snacks.
Yeah, snacks are the best.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, what else have I got going? I should probably go to the gym. I'm headlining the club in town all week here in Toronto, so I'm going to go down and do that afterwards, and then I fly to Vancouver next week, and then I have 3 weeks off, and I'm back to Europe for 9 weeks.
Wow.
So,
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm enjoying my winter here. I haven't had a proper Canadian winter in years.
Is there snow up there right now?
No, it's stupidly warm. I don't get
Same
it.
here.
Yeah.
What's stupidly warm though?
I bet you it's the same temperature as Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I think it's like, I'm going to say it in Celsius, and you guys are going to think I'm a witch.
Oh, God, it's so awkward when people talk in Celsius. I can't ever remember the conversion.
Yeah, because I don't know it's like about 4 or 5 degrees. It's not that cold. Like, it's not freezing. Yeah, so freezing's 0, and it's not freezing. So,
freezing is 0. Okay, so our freezing point is 32.
32?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so good to know that freezing is 0 in Celsius.
Yeah, that makes me...
Are you kidding me? You guys don't know that? That's why metric system's so easy. Freezing is 0 degrees, and boiling is 100 degrees.
Yeah.
So that water freezes at 0 and boils at 100. It takes 1 single joule of energy to raise it, 1 calorie of energy to raise something to 1 degree. So you burn a calorie, it goes to 1 degree. You burn 2 calories, goes to 2 degrees. Everything in metric is interspaceable, and that 1 calorie is 1 cubic centimeter of water. So a cubic centimeter is a calorie, which is also a milliliter. So they all fit together. Every measurement in every platform in the metric system fit within each other.
I know, Pete.
I feel like you need to get your own special on Channel 2. Like, you can take the place of Mr. Rogers and do, a scientific show, and you would totally get, all the ratings back, and they would, pay you a lot of money.
That would be cool, but I hate kids.
You don't have to talk to any kids in real life. You just look in the camera and talk to them. You don't have to, hang out with them.
I could teach slow adults.
There you go. Or there's that.
Just guys just having a tough go at things, and they're like, no, man, I could teach you.
You just call it shitty science with Pete.
That probably would be on PBS.
Shitty science for people that just ain't so quick.
Did you swear on that one, too?
Yeah, we should write all these down before.
We'll have it recorded.
Don't tell my fellow Americans, but the metric system obviously makes more sense than what we have going on down here. But we're rebels, and so we just kind of do what we want, apparently.
Yeah, and it was hard to get people to convert up here. Like it had to be done by a prime minister in his last term that wasn't going for re-election, and when he did it, everybody just hated it. But once it was in, it just becomes a lot easier to figure stuff out. But no big change is easy, you know. It's
you can't completely change how people's unit of measurement in one fall swoop and just be like, okay, yeah.
Especially since old people are afraid of everything. So the older you get, any type of change just terrifies the shit out of them, you know. Even if you're trying to help them, like if you're trying to hand them like some sort of if you invented a shot that made them live for an extra 10 years, at least 10% of them would be too paranoid to let you try because they thought it had some tracking device in it, or somehow it affected God. Like, you can't even do good things for people because they're so, they get nuts.
That's devil juice. You ain't putting that inside my body.
Exactly. Hey, is it Minnesota that has the Church of Satan that's doing all that? No, that's Michigan, isn't it?
I don't know. Do we have a Church of Satan frenzy in Minnesota? No.
Oh, they are doing all these really amazingly funny lawsuits against different states.
Oh, I think I've heard of that. Briefly.
They made them put up the statue of Baphomet because they had a picture of Jesus in the place. So they said if they had a picture of Jesus, they had to put a statue of Satan up too. So they had to erect a Satan statue. And then where's it? Oh, in Texas has announced that they're going to do funerals or bury fetuses from abortions. So now they're saying it's part of the religion that they have to. I think that it has to.
Your fucking newscast or whatever it was called.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the fucking news.
The fucking news.
But they're saying it's part of their thing that it has to be in a sock, like where they jerk off into. Has to be buried. That socks have to be buried or something like that.
Oh my gosh!
It's a really funny sort of like play on the infringement of state and church, but.
No one's gonna know if they're gonna be able to actually get the real news from you because you're gonna mix in bits with
that's not bit.
News.
That's
that
not a bit. That is true. That is true. I haven't been wrong about my dirt cookies or my the guy eats a Cessna plane.
That's true.
What should I Google? What am I going to Google?
That's true. Everything he said has sounded absolutely ridiculous, but it's been true.
Church of Satan.
Texas?
What was it?
Yeah.
Socks? Was it? Oh, you had to put your fetus in a jizz sock or something.
Texas. Hold on. There we go, Texas.
The Greater Church of Lucifer?
Such a stupid name. Vandalized Great Church. Oh, no, that's a different one.
Oh, it's a different one.
That's a Breitbart article. Right away, you already know where they stand. Hold on.
How about their own website?
Yeah, they have a Church of Satan.
They're having their 50th anniversary, and weird, it's in German. That's weird.
To the point. Church of Satan.
Hold on one second. I'll figure it out.
This looks like it's got scenes from a movie. What the fuck?
Oh, burial rule. Satanic Temple slams new Texas fetus burial rule opposed by pro-choice groups. Here we go. The same group that did the Baphomet statue.
Was that their site?
No, I found this. I found this on RT by all sites.
I just found it.
No, what is it? Oh, the article. They don't have a website or Facebook page, a Twitter,
Facebook.
There's
page.
Instagram.
Anyways, wait, I'm spending too much time on this. But I do find them quite interesting. I love that. What do you guys do in Minnesota for fun? Like, do you guys just swing by like Roseanne's house?
Yeah, we just knock over cows and drink a bunch of beer and.
I love. Yeah, she's from Minneapolis.
No.
Yeah, yeah, she is.
Roseanne Barr.
Arnold or Barr? Is she back to Barr?
She's not from Minneapolis.
I thought she was from there. I could be wrong.
Dead.
Oh, the Violent Femmes are from there.
Yeah, right? Prince is from here.
Nick Swanson.
I know Nick. Man, I remember when Nick came out of the closet.
Moore.
What's that?
Mary Tyler.
Oh, yeah. I just started watching her show. Jessica Lange's fantastic. I didn't know she was from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan.
You know that all my dad's side of the family lives there.
Really?
They were all immigrants from Sweden.
Oh, yeah.
And my grandfather had a criminal record, so he couldn't cross the border from Canada into Minnesota with the rest of his family.
Oh,
so his entire family settled in Minnesota, and he got stuck in Canada. And that's why I'm Canadian, because my grandpa shoplifted something.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. But all the Swedes now live in like different areas. Duluth, mainly. We have a lot of family in Duluth.
Okay.
You know?
Did he shoplift like a can of sardines or something? Or what was it?
I don't think it was shoplifting. I think it was assault.
That sounds better.
When he got apprehended for shoplifting.
No, they just wouldn't let him emigrate to the U.S. But the rest of the family did well. There are a lot of Minnesota. One of them went on to the CIA. Was one of the co-founders of the CIA back in the 30s.
One of your family members?
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for that.
Well, you're welcome. they're listening in on the call, so
Probably.
Tell them.
Hello.
Probably put us on a list a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be too connected to their lefty nephew at this point. I think everybody in the CIA is a Mormon, is what people tell me now. Anyways.
Really?
Yeah. They have they're the only people that can pass the background checks.
The Mormons are taking over and nobody knows it.
That's because they're silent.
She's Googling this. She's Googling it right now.
Why Mormons make great FBI recruits?
Yeah, they do good on the FBI and the CIA entrance exams because, I mean, you get eliminated right away if you've, done anything bad.
Yeah, they said this article says both FBI and CIA.
Yeah, because they're not allowed to do anything, right?
Mm-hmm. I thought they drink cough syrup. Isn't that the way they get high?
That might be a loophole.
Yeah, I think I remember reading that somewhere that was the loophole, that they'd just drink a lot of cough syrup and stuff. But yeah, I don't know.
That's interesting.
Because fun is a sin, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know if it is. That's why Jewish people always appealed to me. They don't have a sense of self. There's no punishment. It's not a religion of sacrifice. It's like they just, they don't even kneel. It's like kneeling. That's a lot of work.
We were chosen for a reason.
Yeah. Let the others suffer. We'll be fine. We're gonna cook. Let's go have some food.
We've had our suffering.
That's always the joke after the shows. The difference between working with because you work with Catholics and Jews. That's all the comics in the world. Or 90% of them are Catholics or Jewish. So after the show with the Catholics, hey, you want to go for a drink? You want to go for a drink? You want to go for a drink? The Jewish guys, hey, would you like to go for a bite to eat? Would you like to go for a bite to eat? So it's
that's awesome.
It's like the complete. I prefer hanging out with the Jewish people.
It's got to be Catholics, Jews, and agnostic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the overall sense, most atheists are raised either Jewish or Catholic too, I think.
And they change.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, I think everybody, the only people that hold on to the religion tend to be the evangelicals. They kind of have all that sort of, they always fall back.
I grew up in an evangelical church.
Oh yeah? Well, you'll fall back. You'll feel bad about this eventually.
I don't know.
Okay, so just quick, the Mormons, they abstain from alcohol, tobacco, coffee, tea. They do a baptism for the dead. They believe in eternal marriage, and they're basically read books like the Christian Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and Pearl of Great Price are their books.
The South Park Book of Mormon?
Yeah, and there's 12.2 million.
They turned it
members.
into a faith.
Yeah,
that got huge. Wow.
I like Mormons though. I get I grew up around them. It's just like having a really straight-laced friend.
I suppose somebody that that's not gonna fuck you over.
Yeah.
Actually,
yeah.
Probably the best friend you've ever had. They're just not all that fun.
Yeah. But the only thing that they do that I don't support is the coffee. I think that's absolute pure evil to not let people drink coffee.
I do too.
Yeah.
What's the reason for that?
Because it has caffeine in it. They can't drink tea either, probably because of the caffeine. It's a stimulant.
Yeah, I can't fathom the logic there. To live a life without coffee is not a life lived.
No, I agree.
It's too big a deal. That makes me actually get a little bit woozy thinking about it.
You sound like you drink too much coffee. I've had to wean back because I used to drink a lot of coffee, way too much, and now I'm down to maybe 1 cup a day in the morning, and then that's it.
I drink Americanos, and so I drink 4-shot Americanos. I have between about 8 and 16 shots of espresso a day.
Oh, so. That's way too
much. and I've drank that for probably 22 years.
The same amount, or your amount? Your amount has to increase a little bit. Your body's probably building up a tolerance, or not? Or you've always drank that many shots in a day?
I know it's gone up. I keep having to drink a little bit more, and I haven't noticed any side effects except for maybe a little bit of acid reflux. Oh, there's one weird side effect. I quit for a month once just to see, and I basically felt like I had sleeping sickness. I couldn't wake up for like a month when I didn't smoke, but I did, and I don't know how graphic your show is, but
please do.
It's uncensored.
Is it okay? I started to get pre-cum for the first time in my life. No, I've never had pre-cum. Never in my entire life did I ever have any fluid come out of the tip of my penis while I was around. I quit coffee. I started to get pre-cum.
When you were a teenager, like 12 years old, getting your first hard-ons because of a chick.
Nope.
What?
Nope. I was already already drinking coffee at 12.
Oh yeah. So the coffee.
So coffee's a pre-cum inhibitor, basically.
Well, I think so. I think it is a pre-cum inhibitor. Like I've never actually I don't know if other people have experienced this, to be completely honest with you. But it's an observation that I asked my doctor about. He said, "Oh, you're probably dehydrated." But for my entire life, I've been dehydrated.
Yeah,
and I was only hydrated with the coffee. I think that was a cop out. I don't think that's accurate.
I think a lot of people are probably dehydrated all the time.
Yeah. I found his answer very unsatisfying because there's too big of a correlation.
Yeah, for that whole month. What else did you notice? Any other changes?
Just that, really tired, lots of pre-cum.
So you're just laying in bed jerking off all day.
Well, didn't even need to. It was just a wet spot.
And then you just got right back on the coffee then after a month. You're like, fuck.
I treated myself to a half a cup, and it was like, why wouldn't I use this? But I did lower. It did reset my amount, so I was down to I was having just like one Americano a day for about 6 months, and then within 2 years I was right back to where I was.
Yeah, it sounds like you got to wean yourself then.
But I don't know. I don't see the negative point of it. It's really good for you. It keeps you from ever getting diabetes. Makes you thin. It keeps you. It keeps you from thinking too slowly.
It keeps you from falling asleep.
So after you've had your 20-second shot of espresso for the day, it's the weed that probably makes you even. So that's when you're actually at an even normal level, as if you hadn't had anything in your system. Is when you counteract those.
And then in
things.
2 years, you're going to be up to 35 shots a day. It's going to keep increasing. Unless you wean yourself, but you're obviously back up to where you were. So the only way that you're going to be able to keep controlling this is you're going to have to keep having more of it.
I can live with that.
Frenzy's kind of a mother bird on this podcast.
Yeah, it's a good place to be. Position of empathy, but as long as I can afford the coffee, I'm going to keep drinking it.
Well, I just don't want to hear that you died at 58 of natural causes when you ended up drinking 700 shots of espresso a day, like our airplane friend.
If I die because of coffee, it'll be because I was so irritating somebody shot me.
Because you didn't have coffee.
Well, he'll have enjoyed the ride at least.
Yeah, and that person will definitely not have been a coffee drinker.
They were probably Mormon.
Yeah, some tea drinker freaking shot.
No, they can't have tea either.
Oh yeah, I won't be a Mormon. They don't shoot people. You never hear about Mormons shooting people, do you?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, Hell on Wheels they did.
Wasn't there an Amish guy who shot up a bunch of people?
Is that true? That sounds interesting. Amish guy shoots people? I'm looking that up right now.
They had that fake ass Amish mafia show for a while.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was really ridiculous.
Rum singer or something? Amish school shoot. No, they got shot.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's sad.
They shot Amish kids. That's right.
That's a horrible story.
Horrible.
Jesus.
Wasn't it in Minnesota?
Yeah. There's 11 killing 5 girls in an Amish school. Jesus.
Where was it? In Pennsylvania? Was it in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Amish country.
I wish I'd never known about that.
We have Amish. Yeah, that was a downer. Why did you say that, Sarge? I was going to blame you.
He was looking at me and he's like, why'd you say that? And I was like, I didn't say that.
Did you know they eat... Yeah, trying to think of something sadder than that.
No. You're going to say they no, just go with what you were going to say.
I was trying to think. Well, I know they eat dogs, but I was trying to think of something cuter than dogs.
Dolphins.
They cook kittens in Vietnam. I know that. And they use cats for bait for sharks. They just put a hook through them and they throw them in the water.
Gross.
Cat sharks.
Where do they do this?
They do that off the coast of the Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam.
There's so many cats.
Yeah.
And they don't treat them like normal, like we do as far as cats go. Like they're not.
Well, you know where they treat cats awesome is Japan. If you ever go to Japan,
I've heard that.
They love everywhere you go in Japan. There's cats everywhere, and they all seem to be strays, but everybody feeds and looks after them. And well, the Japanese are just really nice. They got all their aggression out in the 40s.
Yeah, so they're like good to go. They're just happy and enjoying life.
They're like the nicest people in the world now.
They're like, we're good now. We're good. We learned our lesson.
Well, I was when I watched the Karate Kid movies, all the people in the movie seemed like they were super nice because isn't it in
the second
Okinawa?
One,
the second one they're in Okinawa, aren't they?
No, the second one everyone seemed kind of mad.
Oh.
Well, Okinawa's pissed off because they don't want that U.S. military base there.
They want it to leave?
They've been mad about that for about 40 years now. Plus, all the crime on the island is committed by the soldiers. So that's the other thing that bugs them. So anywhere you go when you're white or look like an American, they think you're stealing.
Oh, jeez. That's kind of sad.
Well, it's a sad statement on,
right.
I don't know how to word it, but yeah.
Being disrespectful, no matter who you are.
Yeah. And they just don't steal over there. It's incredible dishonor. So they can't fathom how we do it.
Maybe it serves us right as white people don't know what it feels like to walk into a store and be stared at and think that we're stealing.
It's actually interesting. I thought about that over there, like knowing like that was the only place they were openly racist towards me as a white person anywhere I've been in the world. Because they tell me, like you go into places and they just tell you, no gaijin, no gaijin. I'm like, I just want to shop here. Yeah, no. We don't sell to you.
Wow, they wouldn't even let you in, huh?
Yeah, certain shops, certain restaurants weren't
What's
for.
That feel like?
I giggled at it because I've had so much entitlement my entire life
right.
that I was like, oh my goodness, this is what it feels like. It's like I'm in like a theme park. It didn't matter that much. It wasn't like it was medical help or anything.
It's weird. It's almost like is it possible to offend a white man racially?
I don't think so.
Unless it's over a course of decades and hundreds of years.
Yeah, the system's still pretty far in my favor, so I'm not gonna complain just yet that there's anything. It's gonna have to go pretty far in the other direction before I feel slighted and marginalized.
Yeah, that's not gonna catch on for a while.
No, I don't think so. I think maybe we should cover paying reparations for the 300 years of free labor we extracted for the black people before we, have a right to even bring up feeling like that we've got it hard because of our skin color.
That's just the card we were dealt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. to have all my wealth sort of built on the backs of us group of people.
Yeah,
what a hardship.
But I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Give it all up?
Yeah. Well, I would. I mean, I think there should be an option on our taxes for our refunds, like where you can go, you know what? You can give a third of your refund to the people that, we exploited and, built the infrastructure of this country within our amassed wealth. And I think a lot of people would do that.
Yeah, it would be. Oh, I think a lot of people would too. It'd be nice to know where your taxes are going exactly, like every single dime. Where is it going?
Well, that's why I don't think we need elections like we have. Okay, instead of elections, every tax form is an election, and you should go. Okay, you have to pay this much in tax, whatever, but you get to decide where it goes. So I want 40% to go to science and research. I want 5% instead of 40% to go to the military. I want this one. That way, we each as citizens decide what we think is important.
Right, but
and that would, I think you'd see a lot more to social programs than you would to military and all the other crap that they.
Right.
I don't think we'd be subsidizing oil companies as heavily as we are if everybody had to see their taxes go to them.
Well, that's the way this democracy is supposed to be. That's the basic definition is to where the people vote on things.
Right, and if you want to donate your percentage of where you want it to go, you can trust that it's going to go there.
Yeah,
I mean,
somehow it all ends up in the company of the person that's loosely related to the guy that got elected's family.
Yeah.
Right, like the Bushes.
Yeah, like Halliburton, and or what's the new one, G4S, that's taken over pretty much all of the infrastructure of the security system for the U.S. at this point. Oh, they're massive. They're part owned by Blackwater, and all these extra employees and infrastructure from the war they've folded into the TSA and all these. They supply all the training, they do domestic spying. They do all the security control at pretty much everywhere now. It's like a private army that's just sitting on U.S. soil. It's corporately paid for out of our pockets instead of having normal cops do it. It's all scam. All scams.
It's basically the same organization that has been, since Blackwater's been around. It's just the same thing. It's just bigger.
Except now it's scalable down to a local shop security. Like, they just do everything. Yeah. I don't know.
Wow.
I've got this big fear. This is the weed now at this point. But I have this idea
You need more caffeine.
that there's a point coming very quickly where an incredibly small amount of people will be able to dominate over way more people with less fear. Like, as drones, as defense robots get better and better, like 30 years from now, the 1% will never fear the other 7 billion people on the planet on any level, because they'll have face recognition, drone tracking software at their disposal to protect them from any of us ever going, well, wait, you've got too much stuff. And then we'll be lost at that point,
Yeah, it's leading
Which
towards
is,
a Skynet situation, except it's not run by machines; it's still run by human beings. That
1%. Which brings us full circle to national survival supplies.
National Survival Center.
Yes.
For your supplies.
You're close.
It's more important now than ever to hook them up with your products.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That might be a perfect segue into wrapping this thing up.
Yeah, I was trying to bring it full circle to.
Oh, beautiful!
You did a good job.
Quite clever,
dudes. Here, I'm going to start a podcast soon to help people to look out for it. It's called The Atomic Brain.
Okay.
If I don't know if it'll happen soon, but it should happen soon. I hired a producer. So
what's that? What kind of theme is that going to be?
I'm going to be angrily ranting into my phone about how the battery goes down too quick every week. It's a full hour on just how is there not a better battery for my phone, and then I sample various dirt cookies. That is my entire show.
So it'll be kind of like a little sprinkle of Family Guy. What?
Sprinkle of Family Guy, and then just
a little of the fucking news in there.
Sprinkle some news in there, all sorts of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get out to Minneapolis soon, so if I do, I'll come say hi.
You better.
I'm gonna give Acme a phone call now.
Yeah, we're gonna be pissed if you wouldn't say hi to us. Like,
yeah.
Cool,
you should call the club and ask for me too. Go, hey, I saw this guy's special on. I saw this guy's special on Netflix, and I'll tell you what, I'd like to see him sort of be booked here. And then go, oh, wait, no, these famous people look better, actually. Thanks a lot. Bye. Click.
No, I'll call him tomorrow.
We'll get a petition going. We're gonna get you back into Acme and
just any American clubs. So I want to get back into Helium too. I used to headline all the clubs in the U.S. and now they act like going to Europe for 7 years and doing comedy and becoming famous there was a like I was on vacation and forgot what I was doing. Like I came back. Well, we thought you quit.
We thought you quit. 7 years is a long time, though.
Yeah, you went on vacation and we realized we didn't need you. We hired someone else.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a guy that swallows airplanes. He's in here. It's like the top act we've ever had.
Well, they've got Rick. What is it? Brunson's comedy
Rick Bronson's
club?
House Comedy at the Mall of
and
America.
He's Canadian. Rick Bronson's Canadian.
Oh, funny.
He doesn't hire Canadians.
What a dick.
He's a self-hating Canadian.
He hires like 3 Canadians. I think there's like 3 guys he works for.
Well, you could tell him that you're technically not Canadian because you're not.
Yeah, you should call him too.
We'll talk to him. Bronson's.
There's the Underground, and then there's obviously Acme. There's like a couple other smaller ones. What's the one in Mendota that we went to?
Joke Joint?
The Joke Joint, yeah.
That's a small one. It's
small one. But there's a few.
Well, let's work on it.
Yeah.
Anyways, you guys have been great, Sarge, and the mom.
Frenzy.
The mom. Whatever.
Thanks for being with us, Pete.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing you guys in the future. I'm going to log off.
All right.
Okay?
Bye.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
There's a bee in my bonnet, hello, hello, a bee in my bonnet, hello. There's a bee in my bonnet, hello, hello, a bee in my bonnet, hello. Would you be my song and I'll be your sonnet? You be my chair and I'll surely sit on it. I'll bring the gin and you bring the tonic. A bee in my bonnet, hello. There's a bee in my bonnet, hello, hello, a bee in my bonnet, hello. There's a bee in my bonnet, hello, hello, a bee in my bonnet, hello. I think that you're smashing from head to toe. I'm telling you this just so that you know. If I am the raven, will you be my crow? A bee in my bonnet, hello. There's a bee in my bonnet, hello, hello. A bee in my bonnet, hello. There's a bee in my bonnet, hello, hello. A bee in my bonnet, hello. Please my cheese and I'll be the biscuit. The locket you gave me last night, how I kissed it. I hope you don't mind, but I thought that I'd risk it. A bee in my bonnet, hello. There's a bee in my bonnet, hello, hello. A bee in my bonnet, hello. There's a bee in my bonnet, hello, hello. A bee in my bonnet, hello. There's a bee in my bonnet, hello, hello. A bee in my bonnet, hello. There's a bee in my bonnet, hello, hello. A bee in my bonnet, hello.